Hey y'all, welcome to day 6 of Convos with Bree. I am so glad I got out of my comfort zone. And today I want to talk a little bit about what it means to be a creative. The thing is that when you're a true creative person, creative being. You create art, music, anything, books, anything, these conversations, all of it. When we sit down and create magic, it just flows through us. And I learned along the way because I have ebbed and flowed with my creativity. And a lot of that came from being really free at one point in my life and feeling completely able to be myself. I had a very brief moment in time where I was surrounded by love and support and encouraged to be more myself. And in those days, it was very easy for me to just let that creative energy flow through me. But then, as I got older, everyone that did not enjoy me just being able to vibe and flow had a very strong negative reaction to that. And I know I'm not alone there because most of us, especially my age group and before me, and even after me, there was quite a bit of this. I don't really know about today, so y'all will have to let me know. But in school and at work and everything that we were designed to do was very sit down, shut up, and learn. And sit down, shut up, and do your job. And that stifles all creative energy. That disintegrates the flow. That makes it so that all of a sudden that creative energy can't freely flow through you and you just become human. And for a creative, just being human feels like the worst thing. It feels like hell on earth because nowhere can we be ourselves. And then if you're like me, you lose your way. You lose your connection to self. And I went through some very, very, very hard years, decades. Like it just felt like that's all my life was me trying to break out of my shell and just being reprimanded for it. But I am so blessed because I have parents that have been extraordinary and they have just rode this journey with me every step of the way, believed in me, support me. They love me fully. And they helped me understand that the rest of the world isn't my real world. And I've had a lot of really great friends that have also just been phenomenal in that sense. And they let me know how much they love me and they love me more the more me I am. And this part of my life has been about leaning into that energy instead of allowing the negative energy to impact my life so deeply. And I was having this really incredible conversation with a great friend of mine all about this because, especially right now, after like cancel culture and everything came out, and the world is so divided and things feel so chaotic, a lot of people don't want to support an artist because they don't want to support their beliefs. But the important thing to understand about creatives is that the art flows through them. And if that touches your soul, that's separate. It is separate from the human experience of the person that the art was allowed to flow through. If you don't want to support the artist, don't buy anything. Listen to the music for free. Don't go to the concerts. Don't do anything that puts money in their pocket. There's tons of ways to freely listen to music that you love that touched your soul without spending a dime on the artist. We all know that. We've all done that. And for anyone that has artist friends, they know. You can look at the paintings and pictures and you don't have to buy them. You don't have to go to the shows. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to support the person. But you can still love the art. I just wanted to put this out there because so many people feel that it's a hole, but it isn't. And if you love the artist, you should support them. If they show you an extension of yourself or a side of yourself that you are trying to embody more of, the more that you pour into the things you love, the more you embody those things, the more awareness you wrap around it, and you build this whole world that supports the direction that you want in your present and your future, the more of that you get. That's why it's so important when you do truly love an artist to show them how much you appreciate what they do, because their human form, no matter how good they seem, still struggles. They still wrestle with a lot. And honestly, I don't believe in hating on anyone ever. I mean, anyone. I think that even the worst people have good and bad within. And I think from my standpoint and for everything that I have built, hating someone, fearing someone, trying to control or change someone, venting out loud about how much you can't stand someone has never changed anything. What changes is, for me, when I pay attention to the good things about them and I find understanding in the things that are harder to understand about them. The more that I can ask questions, the more that I can open my own mind up to how this person is this way, why they are this way, what their life has looked like up to this moment. And instead of judging or hating or throwing any of my emotion at them, I just seek understanding, true understanding, not change. I don't need them to change. I just want to understand how they got here. And people really sleep on the magic that happens there. And I've had so many people walk in and talk to me that have said, nobody's ever made me see things like that. And you know what? They did change and they did start to do things differently. And a seed was planted and it just grew. It just took over. It was unintentional. It was natural. It was organic and it was beautiful. I have done so much more good with love than I have ever done with hate. I just wanted to put this out there because if you try to control this area, let's say you love an artist, you love a song, and you find out that this person is total opposite beliefs than you are, and you just can't fathom how they could support this. And so you never listen to that song again. That is denying yourself a form of art that was impacting you. It was important to you. It was doing something for you. You are holding yourself back from magic because your logic says that you don't want to support anything that goes against what you believe in. What good is that truly doing? Denying yourself things you love holds you back. It builds more of that feeling, more of those blocks, more of that fear. It's a false sense of control. And those little tiny areas that we think we have control over, and that we think that if we hold strong and we hold out and we deny ourselves something that we love to prove a point, that that will change something greater. That's not the way we make change. Bridging the gap is what makes change. Creating more unity is what makes change. What we are currently doing is burning bridges, and it is separating us as a whole. And it is dividing the energy so catastrophically that if anyone is surprised, if this all just starts crumbling, like to where it is, we can't repair it. It's the little things that provided the foundation for the catastrophe. Control is not love. Control comes from fear. You do more good by going inside whenever you feel so out of control with what is happening in the world, the things that you cannot change. The way that you change it is by getting lost in the art, the things that open us, they make us more alive. And we have to find more empathy for the humans that are just trying. We are trying our best. Nobody is perfect. And this level of hate is what is destroying us all. I think I'm going to end it right there. Little short, little, I was going to say sweet, but it's not sweet. It's just honest and raw and real. And it's a tough truth for a lot of us to handle. And if you want to argue with me, you certainly can. I will not argue back. I will just ask questions, and we'll find new discoveries within. So let me know what you think, if you agree, or if it makes you feel uncomfortable, or if you're struggling with an area of this, let me know. Let's have a conversation. I love that shit. Let's go. And remember, y'all, nothing that is meant for you will miss you. Breathe. Enjoy your day. Soak in all the beautiful scenery, all the beautiful energy, all the good things around you, because it's so easy to get lost in the negative, in the scary stuff, in the fear, in the absolute chaos that is happening around us. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be afraid or that you shouldn't pay attention to what is happening, but I am saying that there's a different way to do this. One that connects us and unifies us and gives us what we're actually looking for. Let's find more of that. Let's find more of what makes us feel alive.